What is up guys, Dzeeff here. Today I wanted to talk about the current TCG ban list situation. Now obviously I've been known in the past to post ban list discussion videos and then the ban list went up like in a couple days, so maybe this is going to be a poorly aged video, but at the moment we don't know where the TCG ban list is. Now this is a bit tricky to talk about because on this most recent ban list they did take away the no sooner than date, so now it only says the next update will be in a few months. Now we've known this for a while, this is what it said when this ban list was new, but that is pretty vague, and it's been interesting because I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh long enough to remember when the ban list was always on a set date. The big reveal was what cards would get hit, not so much when the ban list would be announced. But nowadays, in the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh, it's more about not knowing when the ban list is going to go live. And obviously over the past couple of weeks, a lot of people on social media have been begging Konami to release the ban list because maybe the format is better now with the Despia cards, that's up for debate. Personally, I think that the format has gotten better with the Despia cards being released, and I can't speak for everyone here, but I know that a lot of my friends want a ban list update, not so much because they want the entire format to shift, but because they want to test for the upcoming YCS. So we have on May 28th here YCS Hartford that is just a few weeks away, and at the moment it's pretty tricky to test for because the format might change completely in just a few weeks here. Now I feel like we're kind of getting to the point where if the ban list isn't revealed in the next couple of days, it's probably not going to be revealed until after the YCS, but we really just don't know, and from a competitor's standpoint, this is a pretty bad situation to be in. And while this might not matter that much because I feel like there is a pretty easy solution to it, it's worth mentioning at least that right now you are allowed to upload your deck list for YCS Hartford early if you're pre-registered. Now the solution for that isn't that tricky, and I feel like most people aren't submitting their deck list 2 weeks before YCS anyway, but theoretically if you submitted your deck list on the pre-reg site, you probably could just change some things around if they did reveal a new ban list. Normally that isn't allowed once you submit your deck, that is like what your deck list is going to be, but I think in the special circumstance of a new ban list being revealed, they probably would let you change it. I mean, they would have to, right? If they hit some cards in your deck, what else would you do? But besides talking about when the ban list gets revealed, I did want to take some time to talk about some of my ban list predictions. Now these are not wish list items. I know some people use those terms interchangeably, but personally I view the wish list items as like the best case scenario, the cards that I want to see hit, but I view predictions as just trying to guess what Konami is going to hit in reality. So in today's video I want to talk about some predictions. Starting off with, of course, like many people, I'm guessing that Konami is finally going to ban Anaconda on this ban list. People have debated about whether or not Anaconda should get banned or if we should just ban cards like Red Eyes Fusion and Fusion Destiny, but at this point I think it's pretty safe to say that Anaconda is going to get banned. I will say if they do ban Anaconda, that Dragoon is basically useless in a lot of decks. Right now people aren't really playing Dragoon at all anyway, even with Anaconda, because Fusion Destiny is such a powerful spell card and it's way better to draw compared to Red Eyes Fusion. But if they ban Anaconda, I mean there's really no reason to play Dragoon outside of decks like maybe Guru or Dark Magician specifically. Furthermore, I think that Anaconda is just a poorly designed card. At this point, if Konami ever releases a Fusion or Polymerization normal or quick play spell card, they have to consider, okay, what if someone just sends this to the graveyard with their Anaconda effect? So by banning Anaconda, it opens up the design space for more Fusion spell cards that might be really good when you draw them, but they don't have to worry about you sending them from the deck to the graveyard and copying their effects with Anaconda. I think Fusion Destiny and DPE will almost certainly still see play if Anaconda gets banned. They are still very good cards to draw, but with Anaconda gone, it's not like if you stop your opponent's main play, they can always just go into DPE, which is kind of what it feels like at the moment. Furthermore, I hope Konami does address either Artifact Scythe or Artifact Dagda. It's kind of up in the air about which one they should hit. Personally, I feel like Artifact Dagda is the bigger problem. Now, admittedly, right now, Dagda and Scythe are not that common. I feel like in most of the top tier decks, they're not really using that combo at the moment, but that doesn't mean it's healthy for the game. Dagda and Scythe were obviously very popular just a few months ago, so clearly they are good enough to see play, even if they're not that popular at the moment. Dagda and Scythe are just very unfun cards to play against. We're in a format where right now, if you can summon any 4 monsters, you can completely completely lock your opponent out of the extra deck by going into Anaconda and Dagda on turn 1. Yes, that combo gets a bit worse if you only have Dagda and you don't have Anaconda in the game anymore, but I still think that Dagda or Scythe should probably get banned. In terms of cards that I don't think Konami will ban, but I think that they probably will hit in some way, let's talk about the Adventurer token engine. Now, as soon as these cards were released in the TCG, they were immediately meta warping. Pretty much everyone was playing them right out the gate, and people are still playing them to this day. It's currently the most popular engine in the entire game, no matter what deck you're playing, and it's probably one of the most popular engines in all of Yu-Gi-Oh's history, if we're being honest here. Pretty much every deck that can play the Adventurer token engine is playing it right now, and for that reason, I think those cards should probably be hit. Now, if I could have my way, they just wouldn't exist and Konami would ban them, but realistically, that's probably not going to happen. I could see them semi-limiting both Right and Aquamancer. That would be a pretty good set of hits, and then maybe they can go to limited on the next ban list, but hopefully Konami does address that engine in some way because it's getting pretty old at this point. While I would like to see bigger hits on that engine, I think 2 semi-limits would be about right. If I remember correctly, that is what the OCG did before they limited them a format or 2 later. I don't know the exact OCG ban list timeline though, so I could be wrong about that. Now, when it comes to Sword Soul, obviously Sword Soul has been a very competitive deck since it's been released in the TCG, but right now it's not necessarily the best deck in the format. I still think that Konami will probably hit it just a little bit on this upcoming ban list. Maybe we'll see like a semi-limit for either Emergence or Moye. Those are definitely some real possibilities. Next up, I'll mention on this most recent ban list, Konami unlimited a bunch of cards and they semi-limited a bunch of limited cards too. I want to see more of this on the next ban list. I think Konami is learning that a lot of these old cards that have been limited for a long time aren't actually that good by modern standards, and I think that last time they picked a good batch of cards. Hero Lives did not see a lot of play, Salamangreat Circle did not see a lot of play, Scapegoat did not see a lot of play, and pretty much all of these cards except for E-Tele and Skill Drain didn't make a huge impact, and that means that they probably should come off the ban list. There are plenty of other cards on the ban list like this that Konami probably could semi-limit or unlimit instead of keeping them limited, and I really hope that they've learned from this previous ban list that they definitely can do that, and that the player base in general is going to appreciate that. People didn't really like the Skill Drain 2-3, but everything else I think was pretty good by the community's standards. Anyway, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think the ban list will drop before or after YCS Hartford? And how do you feel about the predictions that I made in today's video? Will Anaconda get banned? Will the Adventurer token engine get hit? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Goodbye.